Hi, this is Rita Davidson from Little Flowers Family. I was listening to a sermon the other day, and it was surprising to learn that our Lord suffered so many different crosses, but there was the one that he suffered at Calvary that was, we always think that, the biggest cross that he carried was for impurity. And I was really surprised to learn that actually the largest thing that our Lord suffered was actually for another sin that we don't ever really think about, and you really don't hear talked about. So I thought I wanted to share that with you. And that was the sin of indifference. And I was really surprised to hear that. But this is the one that affected our Lord most. It most pierced his sacred heart. And the sorrow that he felt from that was most intense. Although the scourging was specifically for sins of impurity, and we know exactly what that looked like, the sin of indifference was the one that actually hurt him the most. And it basically is the attitude that, what can I get away with? What is the least that I can do? And we don't really think of it that time because, at the time that we're, contemplating, should I do this? Should I not do that? We don't really see it that way, but especially in regards to modesty, we look at that and we think, oh, can I get away with wearing this shirt? Or can I get away with wearing this skirt? It's just a little bit short. It's a little bit, not quite there. And we don't really realize that what we're doing is we're looking at what is the very minimum that we can do for our Lord. And, we had those 1930 standards given to us, the 2 fingers of the pit of the throat and, barely scarcely beyond the knees and that kind of thing. And people look at that and think that, as long as my skirt is reaching below my knees, I'm fine. And they don't really realize that actually that is the minimum. And, it's unfortunate that so many years have passed and we're also disconnected from what really was discussed then, that we don't realize that we need to do beyond the minimum. What did our Lord actually give us on the cross? He gave us his all. He actually gave us his entire life. And we're sort of like trying to, divvy up little straws or whatever so that we can get away with the least. I know some days, we just have to sort of make do with what we have, especially as we're approaching the beginning of modesty and we, have a whole closet of stuff that we don't know what to do with it. But we have to sort of look at it as we develop, and we've been doing this for longer, and maybe became into a comfortable zone where we're just sort of like stuck at this is good enough position. Anyways, I wanted to leave that thought with you, and if there's anything that if you're looking at your life, that you've sort of been satisfied with what you could get away with, you may not realize it, but give yourself a good look, your examination of conscience, and see if there's anything more there that you can do. We're not really looking for people to become extremists, because that is really a bad way to go for the Catholic faith, but just something that you could possibly do a little bit extra for our Lord, and keeping in mind, the tenets of modesty and what they mean, that you can actually do something that would please our Lord, not being extreme and not being too lax, but something in the middle road to make sure that your heart is really in this and it's not just your mind and trying to follow rules. So anyways, I want to leave that thought with you. I hope you have a blessed day, and God bless you all. Bye-bye.